what is no code? So when we think about no code, we need to think about what it actually is and what it actually means. So a lot of times what people think of when they think of no code is they think of something like a WordPress site where you just go in, you can type up articles, it'll show up. You can maybe drag where buttons and stuff are. No code is more in depth than that in most platforms. This was built on Bubble. This is one-on-one tracking app I built for fun, and it's for team management. But what no code is the ability to build basically the user interface and then dictate what happens behind that. So I have this. This is a group right here. So it is a list of all the employees underneath this team 1. So inside the backend, I have something that says there are groups of teams at this company. And I built out basically a system that logically says what a company is, right? So this is a team. I, the user, am assigned to lead this team. So these are the employees in that group. I have Joe Smith. He's the only one in that group. So I have Joe Smith. If I click on Joe Smith, it will take me to another page where I then can log one-on-one information for Joe Smith. I can do his past ones, but basically I would, when I'm building this, right, I would have all of this opened up on a page. So this box here, this is a group. I put these items inside of the group. I put this drop down in here and a button, right? And what I did with that is I then also dictated that when I push this, that disappears or it shows up. I dictated the behavior for how that looks just to make it more user friendly. Now, if I was coding this, I would be looking at basically a sheet that's, or basically document that has code on it that says box size, X size this to this, color this to this, text here, this, and it's baked down literally in code what that looks like. Have you ever looked at code? For me, it's very hard to work with. It's very hard for me to find, where problems are in code. So when I take a look at what no code is and how to do that, I'm able to literally go grab a box over here, drag it, and say, this is going to say view this person's past one-on-ones. And then I can dictate that when you click on this, it will take you to X page. So it's viewing code in a different way. It's viewing building in a different way. It's building from the front to the back end instead of starting with the back end and moving to the front end, which is a typical way that you would build and program. It's like building the outside of the car before you build the inside of the car. So I would say I would like to build a Ford Mustang, right? Instead of just build this, I'm saying, okay, great, I need to build the chassis and the frame and then put my engine and everything in it and then decide what the outside looks like. I can start with, this is what I want the outside to look like, and then I can start dictating what that inside would look like to make the outside function the way I need it to. So it's viewing code a little bit differently and seeing things in a different kind of light, I believe, where you're looking front to back instead of back to front. And it's very powerful, and it clicks with more people. So for me, learning the back end and trying to code that way didn't work as well as starting to learn the front, because the front was a lot harder to really get for me, in that I didn't get the front after building the back. I guess that's not really a good way to put it, but learning to code the back and dealing with the minutia of, I missed a line here, or I typed this line in wrong. It became way more frustrating than trying to just dictate, I want this to look a certain way, and then dictating how that data is moved around and how that data is created. And it's more of a if this then statement that I can visually see with no code, opposed to it being more of a if then literal statement mathematically inside of a actual coded environment. Alright, great. I hope that was helpful. On the channel here, there's a whole bunch of tutorials to help you get started with no code on Bubble. Encourage you to take a look.